Hey guys, this is Catherine with Oracle Intuitions. This is your weekly reading for April 15th to the 22nd. Now, I was going from the Monday to the Monday, but I think I'm going to start going from the Friday to the Friday. So this is starting on the 15th, this upcoming Friday, to the next Friday after. All right. And we're going to be taking a look into the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships with a closing message from the universe. You're going to notice that the relationship readings are going to be a little bit longer. We're going to be getting a little bit more in depth. If you don't want to watch them, that's fine, and you just want to watch the general reading, that's okay. Just there is going to be a timeline below, so all you have to do is click that. Now, I do want to apologize to everybody. Last week I started off doing the readings. I actually only got the earth signs done because I had done that, Sunday night. Unfortunately, what happened is I found out that, or we found out that my son's best friend was actually killed in a car accident on, Monday night, and we found out Tuesday morning. And so the rest of the week, I just sort of, spent time with him, helping him through, a very, very traumatic situation. But, here we are. We're back now. Please make sure that you click like. Please click subscribe. Please, click the notification bell, because we do go live on this channel. So we usually try to go live on Wednesday evenings. Again, depending on what's going on in our own personal lives, but we are trying to make this coming back on a regular basis. Okay. The last few months we've been kind of off and on, but we are trying to come back on a regular basis. So if you have the notification bell clicked, you will get the notification that we're live right away, and we do live readings right here on the channel. Also, just remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone, but I also suggest that you take a look into your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs just to get a more accurate picture of the upcoming week ahead. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and talk to you soon. Hey Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading for April 15th to the 22nd. We're going to be taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone. But if they do, and you would like a personal reading, you can contact me through my website at oracleintuitions.com. All right, so let's see what's coming in for our Aqua babies. All right, message for Aquarius. All right. Ooh, I like this. All right, let's see what message is coming in from Spirit. That one's flying all over. Nice message. Okay, so Aquarius, I do feel like for some of you, there has been a little bit of a rough patch going on here that may have sort of felt like it set you back to some degree, or maybe something that you just needed to assimilate, like take a look at in some way. What I'm getting with this action card is you're now ready to take action towards perhaps some sort of financial prosperity coming through here. We have this man holding a coin. Now, it can really indicate the beginning of some sort of stable relationship, especially with the coin coming through, and we have this man holding the coin. So I feel like for some of you this could have to do with financial, career, or it could have to do with relationship, maybe both. So just take it as it's resonating with you in whatever aspect it resonates. But what I'm getting here is with this man holding a coin, and then we have the happy family coming through. So again, it can resonate with both family or finances, but basically what it's saying here is that there's some sort of stability that may be coming your way. So this could be presented in the form of perhaps a stable type of relationship, especially with the coin. This is Pentacles. This can be a grounded energy. So somebody coming through with a grounded energy that is ready to, perhaps eventually make some sort of happy family, or leave you with a feeling of contentment within this relationship. It also could do with finances, where there's some more stable financial stability coming through, which again, brings to this feeling of contentment. Now, when we talk about the happy family, this doesn't mean that it does. I can't talk. It doesn't need to mean that it's leading to a family life, especially if you're single, ready to mingle, and you're kind of like in this place, well, I'm not ready quite yet to settle down. It doesn't have to mean that. But what it does talk about is happy within ourselves when we're in this place of contentment and happiness and security and safety. And this is what this is really representing. So we're going to get some clarification and see what's coming through to clarify. Let's take a look at that action card first. What is the action representing for Aquarius at this moment? Yeah, so we have the Tower coming through. So again, like I said, it feels like there was some sort of disruption that you may have possibly just went through, or, for some, it could even be possibly coming up. But this isn't always, when we see the Tower, sometimes we get a little scared, all right? We think the Tower is going to completely, shatter everything and in a negative sense. But what it's really talking about here is starting a new foundation. All right. Really, that's what the Tower represents. It releases the old energy that we no longer need, that's holding us back from moving forward. And it allows us to create a new foundation within ourselves, within our environment, within our finances. Maybe perhaps, for some, it could even be a new foundation towards a relationship, right? Either in a relationship increasing in its stability, or maybe even perhaps a new relationship coming in. So because the rest of the cards are really quite happy, to be honest, like they're very positive cards. I feel like for some of you, you may have gone through some sort of, energy here that really felt like, can I get past this? How do I, all these things are crumbling down, or maybe perhaps, you're just feeling unstable within yourself, but it is the building of a new foundation. And I truly love this card. I think that it's actually quite beautiful. So here we have the Chariot again. I can't make this up, guys. Look at the Chariot and the Chariot. Okay. These are both the Chariot representing. This is the actual Chariot, and this card represents the Chariot within this deck. And normally in the traditional tarot, we have the black and the white horse leading the Chariot. So again, the Chariot really talks about something coming through, some sort of action, some sort of movement forward in some way. So I don't feel like the Tower in this particular situation is at all negative. I feel like it's a realization of moving forward. And I do feel, now remember, we got to remember too, is that when the Chariot comes through, not only does it represent a movement forward, for some, it even could represent moving, all right? Or maybe perhaps we have this man with the coin, stability of some sort, maybe in the form of a relationship that's coming towards you, all right? Leading again to the sense of contentment. But we have to remember that when the Chariot comes through, if one of these horses suddenly stops, okay, you can see this horse just charging it forward. This horse is sort of taking its time. But if both of them stop, the Chariot will tip over. So we need to remain in a balanced position, especially if with this Tower coming through and there could have been some sort of disruption, or maybe a possible disruption of some sort that's coming through, again, a start of a new foundation. We want to make sure that we're coming at it with that sense of balance. All right. It doesn't need to be emotional. It doesn't need to be logical. It doesn't, especially with the Aquarius, right? Because we tend to look at things on a logical level, but when it does hit our emotions, it can go very, very, very deep into those emotions. And, sometimes it puts us into this place of, what do I do with these emotions? And our first go-to, it can either be like a sense of sadness that overwhelms us because we're not used to digging that deep into our emotions, but it can also be, okay, I have to come at it logically. And I feel like what Spirit is saying to you is there has to be a balance here. All right, if at all possible, because I do feel, again, some sort of stability that's heading your way. When we look at the body, these are external circumstances. So this really talks about something coming towards you, the man holding the coin, in a sense of stability. And I feel like what you need to do is also be stable when it's received, or when it's coming through, or whatever, with whatever action it is that you wish to take towards it. All right, it's like allowing yourself to look at it in a logical sense, but also opening your heart to it when it does present itself. So let's get a clarifying card for happy family, and let's see what's coming in. I just saw a card flip over. I guess I didn't. Okay. Too many cards. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I really like this because this is about collaboration. All right. It's about collaboration. It's about, for some, it could even, be referring to a contract. Sometimes when I see that Three of Pentacles, I think of a contract. This could be a soul contract. All right. Again, with that stability coming through, maybe it's somebody who, is ready to move forward. The contract could be in regards to, perhaps a new vehicle, again, moving, maybe, you're signing a lease or signing a mortgage, whatever it is. But it doesn't need to always mean that. Basically what it is a collaboration. Okay. What I'm getting here from this energy is it does feel like some sort of soul work that's coming forward, some sort of soul representation that is going to lead to, again, the stability that you may be seeking. All right, especially if things have been disrupted in the near past, right? Or maybe you felt where you were struggling, and it's showing to me that contentment is coming forward. Again, it really could be a relationship. Okay, this can represent, to some, it could represent the contract of a marriage, or a contract of moving in together, a contract of engagement, or maybe just, deciding, okay, yeah, we want to start dating, or we want to actually be in this place. So again, take it as it resonates. This also could have to do with a work contract that is coming through, or some sort of validation that a job that you've been seeking is going to be presented to you, like an offer for the job. But either way, I do feel that these are extremely positive cards, and it feels like you're really getting out of whatever funk possibly that was holding you back before. Or maybe, and again, it's sometimes can be hard to, with Aquarius, if they're hit with something that they need to be emotional about, it can either send them into this place where, oh my God, I'm really diving into my emotions now, and this is not something that I particularly want. But it can also be, this energy of sort of, spirit pushing us to look into our emotions, especially if there's been some sort of upheaval, right? Maybe it's time to open up your heart, time to open up your energy towards something emotional. It's interesting because we don't have a lot of cups in here, but I still get an emotional energy coming from these. And again, I do feel that there's some sort of possible contract or collaboration, maybe between you and another person, which could be that love interest. Or again, it could be some sort of work thing that's happening here. So let's get some more cards. What we're going to be taking a look at is some sort of shadow work that we may need to do, something that we need to focus on. It may even give us some sort of more information in regards to what these cards are talking about. First card coming through, unleash your creativity. Yeah, it's interesting because I do feel that for some, when we talk about creativity, it doesn't always need to be within art. I do feel that for some, it could be also, diving into our emotions, learning new ways to handle situations. Because again, a lot of times Aquarius will come at it with a more logical view, right? Or a more mental view of the situation rather than the heartfelt sense. But what I'm getting here is maybe it's time to, start pursuing some sort of art, or pursuing some sort of venture that could lead to a financial prosperity. But I'm also getting here that for some of you, I'm really getting here too, that for some of you, a creativity of some sort actually helps do some healing as you're progressing. Okay, as you're progressing this. So maybe you're into painting, maybe you're into, decoration, whatever it is, drawing, it feels like as you're doing this, it helps unleash the emotions that maybe, that were presented during some sort of upheaval or some sort of crumbling within your current circumstances. But it feels almost like you're going to be getting ideas, maybe getting signs as to where to head to next. It just feels like that creativity. It also could be creativity is having that open mind toward a possible relationship that's coming in, right? Especially if there's a stability coming through. Aquarius is, as much as we love to be stable, we can kind of create situations that are unstable, or, find ourselves in situations that don't always feel the most stable, right? And so, that is sort of, it's one of those energies like, I want this stability, but now when the stability is being presented to me, I don't really know what to do, right? So it could be that energy too, is like unleash your, you know, open your heart, unleash your mind, like allow yourself to receive this beautiful energy that wants to come towards you. We also have here wild. Yeah, like, you know, first we have this unleash the creativity, we have the wild. It feels like it's time to stop holding yourself back. All right, it's time to stop holding yourself back in some particular situation. And again, that, you know, whatever this has to do with, whatever aspect it's falling within your life, it feels like now's the time. You know, again, if you're going, you know, if we're talking about art in some way, why are you holding yourself back? I feel like that's what it's saying. You can be wild with this art, or you can be wild with your creativity in regards to you know, projects or work, or again, you know, it might even be a particular lover. Maybe it's time, you know, somebody coming through that's going to allow you to be yourself. The wild woman, let's just say, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female, it doesn't, you know, that has no register here. But when we talk about the wild, they're not sitting there, you know, watching every action that they're making or presenting themselves in a certain way. They're just being themselves. And I feel like this is going to be super necessary coming forward. It's like, be yourself. You can be yourself with this new lover, or you can be yourself with this person that you have this interest in, or you can be yourself in this particular relationship. And if you're not, maybe that is not the contentment that you've been hoping for or wanting within your life. But again, it feels like allowing yourself to be wild, to open up, is going to lead to this, you know, collaboration of some sort in regards to this contentment. Okay, so let's get one more card for this last one. Procrastination. Yeah, it's time to stop procrastinating, Aquarius. All right, it's really time to, you know, stop holding ourselves back. Stop saying, you know, I'm going to do that tomorrow, or, you know, I'm going to get this done at some point, or again, you know, maybe perhaps getting lost in our emotions or our mental state that prevents us from moving forward. Now's the time. Now is the time. You know, we have all these action cards coming through. Now is the time to take action. Now is the time to start moving forward. You know, it's interesting. You may also want to, I feel like the Scorpio reading for this week had to do with taking action also. So you may also want to watch the Scorpio reading, especially if you have those placements within your birth chart somewhere, because it does feel like there's a lot of similar energy between this and the Scorpio reading. So I'm just going to put that in. But I'm really getting here that this procrastination, it's like, it's time to just stop. Like, open your heart, open your mind, you know, allow some sort of, I feel like for some of you too, because we did have the rejection card pop up and then I just sort of put it back because I wanted to give the cards another shuffle. I do feel that for some of you, what could be holding you back in that procrastination is the rejection, okay, past rejection. And maybe this is why you're holding yourself back, all right? Because it did come through. But again, I had wanted to shuffle. So I just didn't feel like that was the card at that moment. But I do feel that these have to do with one another. All right. Past rejection may be preventing you from moving forward, and it's time to release that energy. Okay. It's time to stop procrastinating. You know, what's the past is the past. It's time to, you know, in some way do the healing that is needed. And that could even be where this, you know, this Tower card is coming through, right? It's time to build a new foundation from the past. The rejection doesn't need to hold you back from building this beautiful future. All right, this beautiful future that's trying to be presented to you at this moment. So let's get a closing message from the universe, and then we're going to be getting into relationships and seeing what's coming through. So, closing message from universe for Aquarius. Radical self-acceptance. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. Yeah, I really feel like things that were holding you back before, it's time to really release them. And again, it could be past rejection, it could be procrastination. This is time to be wild, right? It's that self-acceptance, it's that acceptance of who you are, what it is that's inside of you. It's time to, take that leap forward like we had with the action card. But I do find it's interesting that we did have that wild coming through along with that unleash your creativity. It kind of feels that for some of you, you were in a place of stagnancy. You're really holding yourself back. Again, maybe there was a sense of fear, maybe there was a sense of rejection from the past, whatever it is, but it's time to really let that go. Accept yourself for who you are. And quite honestly, from these cards and just from the energy I'm feeling, it's really time to unleash yourself. Okay, not only unleash your creativity, but unleash yourself and truly accept you for the beautiful you that you are. All right. So let's take a look into relationships and see what's coming through. So we're going to start with the Kipper. Let's see what the Kipper has to say in regards to relationships for Aquarius at this moment. See, great fortune. We had that man holding that coin. We also have change and we have judication. Okay, I do feel here with this judication. I'm actually just going to read about the judication. I feel like this is important for some reason. So we're going to take a quick look at it and see what the cards have to say. So it says, this is a neutral to somewhat challenging card. We see the magistrate on his bench, the anxious couple before him awaiting decision. He'll make a decision on your matter. It could be in your favor. It could be against you. Literally, this card stands for minor government officials, bureaucrats, clerks, school boards, zonings, blah, blah, blah. His decision could result in a fine or a fee. It really talks about someone you go to for resolution of a disagreement or a problem. It might be a judge, mediator, lawyer, doctor, or counselor. So, for some of you, there could be some sort of energy in here in regards to maybe perhaps there was some sort of separation within your life that you do have to, see a court official about. But also when I'm looking at this judication, I'm also feeling a lot of the judgment card, from the traditional tarot. And when that judgment card comes through, it's really time to start looking into ourselves, okay? Really start looking into what makes us, what, are we being legitimate to ourselves? And I do feel that this has to do in relationships in some way, because again, if we're holding ourselves back in some sense, how are we going to, be honest with others? How are we going to allow that energy to present itself, right? And I do feel that this is coming through. You got to remember too that the judication or the judgment card, there's really no it's that card of, it doesn't matter if you feel justified in your actions, all right? The universe ultimately makes a decision, all right? We can be in that place where, we might be procrastinating towards doing something, opening our heart, but at the same time, we're wanting a relationship, but we're just sitting on our couch. Make sense? So what is the universe going to look at? It's going to look at you kind of just sitting on your couch and moping and being in a negative place, if that's where you are, but yet you're wanting a relationship. So, your actions are contradicting your thoughts or the energy around it. And in that case, the judgment is going to be made. Well, you can't have that relationship, or you can't really, open up to a relationship if you're not making the change that is necessary in order to create the relationship. It doesn't mean that you need to, go on a dating site or go out, to the bars and spend all night, you know what I mean? But it basically means like change your thought pattern, maybe perhaps create that new foundation in some way. And it also could have to do with basically representing, what energy are you putting into the universe? If somebody asks you out, are you in this place of nope, they're not going to like me. I was rejected in the past. I can't see this going anywhere, simply because of past energy, right? Now, if you're coming at it, from a place where you're truly not, interested in a person, that's a whole different thing, right? You don't need to, go out with somebody that you're not interested in. But if you're holding yourself back because of past patterns or past behavior or past, situations, right, that's not really moving us forward. So when we look at this card coming in here, we have the great fortune, we also have change. So it feels like things want to change. There is this great fortune. It doesn't have to, again, it doesn't need to do with, finances or money. What it can do is this great fortune within, within love, within our life, within relationships, like being in that happy, contented place, like we had, that happy family. But I'm feeling here is like this judge sort of sitting here going, okay, you want this change, but are you making the changes? And again, it's like talking about really releasing who we are and what it is that we're desiring. So let's get some of the romance cards. So this is just the base as we're moving into relationships. We're going to see what else is coming through here. All right. What's coming through for Aquarius at this time? And one more shuffle. Yeah, look at this wedding, right? I feel like like I said, I do feel that for some of you, a relationship is trying to come through, getting to know each other. And we also have here romantic feelings. Sorry, there's a car outside that's showing off, so he's a little loud. But as I said here, look at this, romantic feelings, getting to know each other, possible wedding. It doesn't mean that you're going to get married immediately or, tomorrow or something like that. But I do feel when we're talking about relationships, even though they don't need to be romantic. I mean, if you're watching this, usually it does have to do with romantic relationships, but you can put it whatever aspect that you want. But it's interesting because we had this wedding, but we also had happy family coming through, right? This happy family. So I feel like for some of you, you might be really seeking this relationship. You're really seeking that solid partnership, that stability, that person who is willing to open their heart. And, even though we may have had that past rejection, I feel like something else is trying to come through, but it's going to be up to us as to whether or not we can accept it, whether or not we can be ourselves, moving forward into the situation. Look at it, talks about getting to know each other, right? As you reveal your innermost selves to each other. We already had the wild card. So this is representing, don't hold back. Don't hold back who you are. You don't need to be somebody else in order to draw somebody in. And this is really what I'm getting. If they like you, they're going to like you for all of who you are. You don't need to wear a mask, towards this situation. I feel like for some of you, there could be somebody coming forward. This could be a past person. I feel like for some of you, okay? And, again, that's not going to resonate with everybody, but I do kind of get this energy of a past person that might be finally wanting to reveal their thoughts or their feelings for you, might wanting to take something to the next level, because again, we have wedding, we had happy family. It feels like, this could be a current or a possible past person. Like for some of you, this could be a new person coming through. All right. Obviously, this could be a whole new person coming through. But I do feel that for some of you, this is already a relationship that you have in some way in your life, whether you're in separation or whether you're, together or whatever it is. But it does feel, it does feel like there's an evolution within the relationship. Like it went from, that tower where maybe things weren't 100% where you wanted them to be. Things had to break down. It almost feels like for some of you, maybe you had to take a break or had to take, a step back. Again, we've got this beaver. It's kind of like, yeah, things maybe didn't work towards you, but persistence pays off. And that persistence is, allowing ourselves to not look at the rejection, but, allowing ourselves to move ahead towards the future. Again, we have those chariot cards. And it's interesting because we also got tracks, right? So, steady movement forward, one way, go the distance. And it feels like it kind of feels like for some of you, you were sort of in this place where, you know, these crappy things happened, right? But at the same degree, you kept moving forward. You know, maybe you had a little bit of energy there where it was feeling depressive, or, you know, you had to go through some sort of releasing energy. But we also had the procrastination, right? And I feel like for some of you, you moved past that procrastination. For some of you, you might be still be in within that energy, but you know, really what Spirit is saying here is like, yeah, maybe things weren't in the place that you wanted them to be at that moment. But by moving forward, by keeping this going, by staying in this place of, you know, bringing action, bringing balance to the situations, we're going, like, there's this beautiful reward of whatever it is at the end of it. For some of you, it might have even been a conversation of some sort that you felt worked against you. All right. Because it feels like for some of you, you may have put some sort of boundary up. Maybe perhaps there was some sort of conversation that you had with somebody that, you know, felt like, you know, they didn't accept the conversation, or maybe perhaps there was a disagreement in some way. But what I'm getting here is that from that, it feels like it allowed you guys a chance to get to know yourselves. All right. Again, building a new foundation in some way. And this is why I keep feeling that this could be somebody, again, current person, or maybe perhaps a past person, maybe somebody that you're, you know, in separation with. It feels like there's some sort of coming forward in that energy. We have a bridge. Yeah. It's like communication. Again, unite, connecting, integrate, share, collaboration, harmony, right? It's like you're building that bridge. Okay. I feel like the separation may have been needed in order for a new collaboration. We already had that Three of Pentacles coming in. So it feels like there's a new energy, like maybe, you know, being able to take a step back in order to really focus in on what it was that you wanted, or, you know, to dive deeper within yourself, do some releasing. Again, that Tower moment, right? And I feel like something is happening here, like something was for a reason. Maybe perhaps they didn't accept, you know, what it is that you had to say. Maybe you didn't accept what they had to say. But it definitely gave both of you a chance to think, a chance to be in a place where maybe you're seeing the other side of something, or maybe perhaps you're coming to that realization that this is what you truly want, or maybe even what you don't want, and you're ready to, you know, head towards something else. But it really feels like this separation was absolutely necessary in whatever aspect it is. But because there is a collaboration in some way that feels like it's coming through. Again, remember that Three of Pentacles that we had? It feels like people working together. It feels like a possible couple working together. All right? For some of you, this could have to do with work, and that's perfectly fine. But you know, again, you know, to take it as it's resonating. But yeah, see that Three of Pentacles coming through, collaboration. Something's coming through here is what I keep getting. So let's see if we can clarify this a little bit more. Recovery. You know, it's interesting because I was going to put these cards back. You know, that was my first, like, because I like to have one card pull out, but my instincts were saying, no, keep them, because we have recovery. It's like recovery. We're recovering from something. We're recovering from something that brought down that Tower moment. But again, it's leading to something else. It does feel within the next few weeks. I don't feel like this is a far away energy. It does feel, you know, maybe for some of you there needs to be a little bit more healing, a little bit more recovery towards the situation, maybe a little bit more building towards that foundation, whatever it is. But it does feel like this is a very quick energy, or an energy that could come in quite soon. Okay. It's up to you. It's up to you, right? This is the end. It's up to you. Do you want to stay in the place that you were? Or are you going to take charge now? Are you going to be who you are? Are you going to present yourself in the way that, you know, is within you? Are you going to reject something that comes forward, or are you going to accept it? What energy are you going to be in? It's really up to you. And I love, love, love these cards. All right. because it's really placing it into our hands, right? It's placing it into our, you know, it's kind of saying, hey, you know, if you don't want it, okay, you know, that's fine. Remember that adjudication, right? We had that adjudication coming through. What are you going to do? It's really up to you. Do you want to stay in a place that was stagnant? Do you want to stay in an energy that's not moving forward? Do you want to stay in, you know, something that's not really going to benefit you, but you're trying to seek this? If you're trying to seek this and you're in this place of, you know, not opening, not accepting, whatever energy it is, it's going to be up to you. But if you're willing to open your heart, if you're willing to do the recovery, if you're willing to do, you know, release that rejection from the past in whatever way it is going to present beautiful results coming through, right? So it's going to be up to you. So let's see what else we have here. Keys, new, many options, decision, unconventional, string along one night stand. So for some of you, this could have had to do with recovery from somebody that just kept you hanging, right? Or maybe you felt like your person was keeping you hanging, or maybe that's what they were presenting. But I do feel a recovery from this energy. And like I said, this could be a past person coming in. This could be a current situation that maybe you felt like you were, you know, just, you know, being strung along basically. But I do feel new things being presented, whether it's within this person or somebody new coming through. I can't make this up. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. Look at this. It just feels like there's something is happening here. Something is being brought forward. Something is being presented. Soulmates. Look at a soul connection, a partnership, agreement. I can't make this up, guys. Soul contract. Exactly what I had said. There's a soul contract that I feel that is coming to fruition in some beautiful way. Again, wedding, you know, look at this. Connecting, collaboration, soul contract. We had the Three of Pentacles, right? There's something beautiful that's trying to present itself. It's going to be up to you whether you accept it. But that contract wants to come through. So thanks so much for watching. If you did want a personal reading, please contact me at oracleintuitions.com. Please click like. Please click the subscription, because it does help with the algorithm. It does help support the channel. And please click the notification button so you will be notified when we do go live or when new videos come out. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.